E-Chemistry class, Fatima Convent High School. Myself, Dipali. Chapter 4, Carbon and its Compound, Class 10. Today we are going to start this new chapter where we are going to talk about carbon. Carbon is the sixth element in the periodic table whose atomic number is 6 and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, and the compounds related to carbon. We know that carbon is present very little in the atmosphere and on the Earth's crust, but yet it is of immense importance because most of the things around us and even our body is made up of carbon. Let us understand how and we can check the presence of carbon in any substance and what is so important about it. Now, in the last chapter, we came to know many compounds of importance to us. In this chapter, we will study about some more interesting compounds and their properties. Also, we shall be learning about carbon, an element which is of immense significance to us in both its elemental form and its combined form. Now for this, let us perform an activity. Make a list of 10 things you have used or consumed since morning. Compile this list with the list made by your classmate and then sort the items into the adjacent table. Is there any item which can be made up of more than one material? Put them into both the relevant columns of the table. So first, you can say a glass, then you can say mirror, water, food items which you had for your breakfast, medicine. Here it could be a spoon, then it could be a flower pot which you flowered today, your clothes, your shoes, etc. There will be hundreds of things which we might have used since morning. Now look at the item that comes in the last column of the above table filled by you. Your teacher will be able to tell you that most of them are made up of compounds of carbon. Now how to check whether it is made up of carbon? So for that we need to burn these items. And if at the end of burning you get ash as the product, then it is made up of carbon, which is a grey substance. But if you don't get an ash, then it is not a compound made up of carbon. So food, clothes, medicine, books, or many of these things that you listed are all based on this versatile element carbon. In addition, all living structures are carbon based. When our body gets burned after the death of any organism or human being, we know that what remains back is ash. So this also shows again that our body is also made up of carbon. Now the amount of carbon present in the Earth's crust and its atmosphere is quite meager, very little. And the Earth's crust has only 0.02% in the form of minerals like carbonates, hydrogen carbonates, coal and petroleum. And atmosphere has 0.03% of carbon dioxide. In spite of this small amount of carbon available in nature, the importance of carbon seems to be immense. In this chapter, we will know about the properties of carbon which makes carbon so important for us. The various properties of carbon are: it is a covalent compound, It is versatile in nature. It is a it can form saturated and unsaturated carbon compounds, chain and branch and ring structured compounds. And we will be studying chemical properties of carbon like combustion, oxidation, addition reaction, substitution reaction. And we will be studying importance of carbon compounds like ethanol and ethanoic acid in our day-to-day life. This is what we are going to study in this chapter. Then we are going to study about soap and detergent, where most of them are made up of carbon and its compounds. So, this is the general outline of this chapter. And to summarize this, we can say carbon being very little present in the atmosphere and in the earth's crust, yet it is of immense importance because most of the things made up around us is made up of carbon. And to test the presence of carbon, we generally burn the carbon compound or the compound given to us, and if ash remains back, it is carbon, and if it doesn't, then it is not made up of carbon. Thank you for now.